Hey everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most timeless and influential books on communication, leadership, and building better relationships. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This book has stood the test of time because it provides actionable insights into how we can improve our social skills, become more persuasive, and build lasting relationships, both personally and professionally. If you've ever wanted to boost your communication skills and become more likable, influential, and successful in your interactions, this video will break down Carnegie's key principles that will help you do just that. So, let's dive in and explore how you can start applying these principles to win friends, build influence, and create positive change in your life. 1. The fundamental techniques in handling people. We start with the fundamental techniques in handling people, the foundation for building good relationships and influencing others in a positive way. Carnegie introduces 3 powerful principles that can guide all of your interactions. 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. The first principle is simple but profound. Don't criticize or condemn people. Carnegie emphasizes that criticism only leads to defensiveness and resentment. Instead of pointing out flaws, we should focus on understanding and encouraging people. For example, instead of criticizing someone for their mistake, try to help them learn from it or provide constructive feedback. This approach builds trust and prevents the negative emotions that criticism can generate. Any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain, and most fools do, but it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. Dale Carnegie. 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. People crave appreciation, and giving sincere praise can work wonders in building rapport. Carnegie emphasizes the importance of acknowledging the efforts of others genuinely and frequently. Whether it's recognizing someone's hard work, skills, or kindness, sincere appreciation encourages positive behavior and strengthens relationships. It's important to note that genuine appreciation is key. People can sense when praise is fake or exaggerated. By recognizing others' achievements with sincerity, you foster goodwill and respect. The deepest principle in human nature is the craving to be appreciated. Dale Carnegie. 3. Arouse in the other person an eager want. Instead of focusing on what you want from others, focus on what they want. Carnegie teaches us that by appealing to someone else's desires, we can influence their actions. Whether in business, personal relationships, or teamwork, understanding what others want allows you to align your goals with theirs, creating win-win situations. For example, if you want to get someone to take action, show them how it benefits them. When you make others feel understood and show them the value of what you're offering, they'll be more likely to cooperate. To get the best out of people, you must first understand what they want. Dale Carnegie. 2. 6 ways to make people like you. In the next section, Carnegie shares 6 essential techniques to make people like you and develop deeper, more genuine connections. 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. People love talking about themselves. By showing genuine interest in others and their lives, you create a connection that feels authentic. Ask thoughtful questions, listen actively, and show curiosity about what others care about. This builds rapport and trust. For example, instead of talking about your own experiences first, try asking the other person about their interests, goals, and experiences. It makes them feel important and helps create a deeper bond. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Dale Carnegie. 2. Smile. Carnegie suggests a simple but powerful tool: smiling. A warm, genuine smile can make you approachable, create an atmosphere of positivity, and make others feel comfortable around you. A smile signals that you're open, friendly, and ready to engage. Even when you're feeling stressed or unsure, a smile can help you appear confident and attract others. It's one of the easiest ways to make a lasting impression. A smile is a light in the window of your face that tells people you're at home. Dale Carnegie. 3. Remember that a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest sound in any language. Using someone's name is one of the most powerful ways to connect. When you remember and use someone's name in conversation, it makes them feel valued and respected. Carnegie suggests that learning names and using them regularly makes people feel acknowledged and important. This principle doesn't just apply in personal relationships. It's crucial in business too. Calling someone by their name makes interactions feel more personal and fosters a positive connection. A person's name is, to that person, the sweetest sound in any language. Dale Carnegie. 4. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to connect with people is to be a good listener. Encourage them to talk about their interests, experiences, and stories. By listening attentively, you make them feel heard and understood, which builds trust and rapport. This is especially effective in business meetings or networking situations. When you let others speak about their passions, they're likely to leave the conversation feeling good about you. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Dale Carnegie. 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. People are naturally interested in what benefits them. Carnegie advises that instead of talking endlessly about yourself, steer the conversation toward what interests the other person. When you show interest in their passions, you create stronger connections. This can be applied in a variety of situations, whether at work, at social gatherings, or during team meetings. Understanding what excites others makes them feel valued and engaged in the conversation. The royal road to a person's heart is to talk about the things he or she treasures most. Dale Carnegie. 6. Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. Lastly, Carnegie teaches us the importance of making others feel special. Whether it's acknowledging someone's achievements, thanking them for their help, or expressing appreciation, making others feel valued is a powerful way to build a strong relationship. The key here is sincerity. When you acknowledge someone's contribution or praise them, it should come from a place of genuine appreciation. This will foster trust and encourage mutual respect. Talk to someone about themselves and they'll listen for hours. Dale Carnegie. 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. Now let's move on to how you can win people to your way of thinking. These techniques are crucial when you want to persuade someone, change their perspective, or guide them to your point of view. 1. The only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it. Carnegie argues that arguments never result in true victory. Even if you win an argument, you risk alienating the other person or causing resentment. Instead, avoid arguments altogether by finding common ground and understanding the other person's perspective. When you avoid arguments, you show that you respect the other person's point of view, which creates a more collaborative atmosphere. The best way to win an argument is to avoid it. Dale Carnegie. 4. How to influence people to your way of thinking. We've already covered the importance of avoiding arguments. Now, let's dive into other principles from this section that will help you influence people without conflict or pressure. 2. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say, "You're wrong." Carnegie explains that when you directly tell someone they're wrong, it puts them on the defensive. This makes it difficult to convince them of your point of view. Instead of directly challenging someone's opinion, try to find common ground or ask questions that help them arrive at their own conclusions. If you ever find yourself disagreeing with someone, try saying, "I might be wrong, but have you considered this perspective?" This approach maintains their dignity while gently suggesting your viewpoint. A person's mind is not changed by arguments, but by being made to feel that their opinion is valued. Dale Carnegie. By respecting the other person's opinions, you allow for a calm and constructive conversation rather than a confrontational exchange. 3. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. Another important principle Carnegie introduces is the power of admitting your mistakes. When you're wrong, admit it immediately and sincerely. Doing so earns you respect from others because it shows humility and honesty. When you admit your mistakes early, it allows the conversation to shift toward finding solutions rather than dwelling on past errors. It also makes the other person feel comfortable and more willing to listen to you. When you admit your mistakes, you show strength, not weakness. Dale Carnegie. This principle works in both personal and professional settings. Whether with a colleague or a friend, owning up to your faults enhances your credibility and builds trust. 4. Begin in a friendly way. One of the most effective ways to influence others is to begin conversations in a friendly, non-confrontational way. Whether you're negotiating, offering feedback, or trying to persuade someone, starting with positivity ensures that the other person is open to what you have to say. People are far more likely to be persuaded if they feel respected and valued right from the start. Carnegie stresses the importance of using a friendly tone and genuine kindness, which disarms defensiveness and builds rapport. A friendly approach is the quickest way to win someone over to your way of thinking. Dale Carnegie. 5. Get the other person saying, "Yes, yes," immediately. Carnegie recommends starting a conversation with questions or statements that are likely to evoke agreement. This creates a psychological momentum that makes the person more open to agreeing with your overall point of view. For instance, you can begin a discussion with positive statements such as, "Wouldn't you agree that we all want the best outcome here?" Or, "Isn't it true that we both want the same goal?" Once the person says yes, it becomes much easier to continue persuading them in your direction. By getting the person into a mindset of agreement, You build a sense of collaboration that helps steer the conversation toward mutual understanding. When people say yes to you in the beginning, they are much more likely to say yes throughout the conversation. Dale Carnegie. 6. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. Most people enjoy talking about themselves. Carnegie advises that when you're trying to influence someone, let them express their views, ideas, and emotions. People tend to be more receptive and positive when they feel heard. When you ask questions and encourage the other person to talk, you show genuine interest and allow them to feel involved in the process. This often leads to them being more open to your perspective. The best way to get people to talk is to ask them to share their own experiences. Dale Carnegie. Letting others speak their mind not only helps you understand their position, but it also helps you adjust your argument to their values and emotions. 7. Let the other person feel that the idea is theirs. A very powerful technique in influencing others is to make them feel that the idea or solution is their own. People are much more likely to accept a solution when they believe it aligns with their interests and that they were the ones to come up with it. To do this, ask questions that help the person come to their own conclusion. If you can help them see the benefits of an idea while subtly suggesting that it came from them, you'll find that they are far more likely to act on it. People are more committed to the ideas they believe they came up with. Dale Carnegie. By giving others the feeling that they are in control, you foster a sense of ownership, which greatly enhances their willingness to follow through. 5. Be a leader, how to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. The final section of the book covers the important principle of leadership. Carnegie explains how you can influence others without causing conflict or resentment. True leaders know how to inspire and guide others without resorting to harsh tactics or control. 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. When giving feedback or addressing someone's mistakes, it's essential to start with praise. Carnegie emphasizes the power of positive reinforcement before you address areas of improvement. This allows the person to feel recognized for their contributions and reduces the emotional impact of criticism. For example, before offering constructive criticism, say something like, "You did a fantastic job on this project. I'd love to offer some feedback to make it even better." This approach helps the other person stay open to your suggestions and less defensive. People don't mind being corrected when they feel valued. Dale Carnegie. 2. Call attention to people's mistakes indirectly. Rather than pointing out someone's mistakes directly, Carnegie suggests bringing attention to them in a gentle, indirect way. This approach allows the person to save face while still addressing the issue at hand. Instead of saying, "You made a mistake here," you could say, "I wonder if there's a way we can improve this together." This tactic makes it easier for the person to accept feedback and act on it without feeling embarrassed or defensive. When you criticize someone directly, you take away their dignity. When you do so indirectly, you leave their self-respect intact. Dale Carnegie. 3. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person. Carnegie suggests that sharing your own mistakes first can help create an empathetic environment where the other person feels comfortable accepting their own errors. By humbling yourself and admitting your own flaws, you show that everyone is fallible and that learning from mistakes is a part of growth. It's easier to criticize someone when you've made mistakes yourself. Sharing your own errors opens the door for others to learn without feeling threatened. Dale Carnegie. 4. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Instead of commanding others to do something, Carnegie recommends asking thought-provoking questions that guide them to the conclusion that taking action is the best course. By phrasing things as a question, you empower the person to make their own decision, leading to greater cooperation. For example, instead of saying, "You need to complete this by tomorrow," ask, "Do you think you can have this ready by tomorrow?" This approach promotes collaboration and makes the person feel more involved. People don't like being told what to do. They prefer being given a choice in how they approach a task. Dale Carnegie. 5. Let the other person save face. Finally, Carnegie teaches that saving face is critical when influencing others. People want to feel respected, especially when they make mistakes. When you criticize or correct someone, do so in a way that allows them to preserve their dignity and self-respect. By doing this, you keep the relationship positive and avoid resentment. Even when offering feedback, focus on their potential for improvement rather than dwelling on past mistakes. People can accept correction if it's done in a way that protects their dignity. Dale Carnegie. So, there you have it. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie offers powerful, timeless principles that can help you become a better communicator, leader, and influencer. Whether you're seeking to build stronger relationships, enhance your leadership abilities, or simply improve how you interact with others, These principles can make a world of difference. To summarize the core takeaways: show appreciation, listen actively, lead by example, and make others feel important. By practicing these principles, you can transform your personal and professional relationships, build trust, and influence others positively. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more tips on personal development, communication, and leadership, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments which principle from the book you're going to implement first. Remember, by mastering these communication skills, you can truly change your life and make a positive impact on those around you.